Day 9, June 3rd. Middie poses for pictures, then proves she's boss by throwing me in autopilot jail. Earlier this week, I offered up my lightning cable to the first person in the St. Louis Tesla enthusiast Facebook group that wanted it. It was quickly snapped up by a member, and we started figuring out how to swap his extra USB-C cable for my lightning. As we started a Facebook Messenger, a friend I gained during our mutual quest for our Model 3s spoke up on my Facebook post with a, "Dude, I would have taken it." Well, we share some history. Our Model 3s shared the same transport. So I had to make it up to him. And maybe we could all three meet for lunch to smooth things over. Before we knew it, 2 others wanted to join. So we made it into a meet up for breakfast Sunday morning. But Middie needed a quick bath, and I had wanted to try a good touch-free car wash. No brushes or so-called soft cloth, so off to Country Club Car Wash. I had paid, and gladly no one behind me when I realized, how do I get Middie in neutral? I had the same problem when I took my Leaf for a bath. I'd forget how. A quick check of the manual told me how, but I messed up once I got in the track. Here I was with Middie's left rear hopping up and down as the track tried to push us, and me freaking out. Again. This time pressing the gear stalk too far. It's 1 position, not 2, as I held it for several seconds. Finally, I figured it out, but too late to not have the car wash put the track into safe mode. So I had to drive perfectly straight, and I crawled, hoping not to hear grinding or scratching sounds. Thank God I was successful. And the car wash did wash, rinse, and dry my car anyway as I drove very slowly. A quick hop out showed no damage. Phew. Then, we were off to meet up with 4 other Model 3s, one made in January, one in March, and others either in April or May. As we got to know each other, we started checking out the difference between Gen 1 and Gen 2 seats. I sat in a January car, both front seat and back, and I can confirm the back seat is much more comfortable in Gen 2. One of us made the comment about the Gen 1 back seat that it feels like a Corolla. Everyone tried out Middie's back seat, Gen 2, and all were impressed with the much improved thigh support. As for the front seat, I didn't feel much difference, but I'm sure no one will be disappointed with Gen 2. Then we took some pictures as our cars were all lined up. Breakfast at the Shack in Frontenac was excellent, and we shared some great conversation, and not just about Model 3. Being a part of something special is good, but gaining friends who are also part of it is even more special. Once done eating, one of the group had called ahead to a newly discovered cousin who had a beautiful house in Frontenac. It was a perfect place for a photo shoot, with the arch-shaped driveway and sloped front yard. Middie showed off her aero covers on this one as our host brought out his Model S. Many pictures from many angles later, Middie was ready for a shakedown cruise before our #Middie Goes to Yellowstone trip. So, we drove to Columbia, Missouri, using Autopilot the whole way via I-70 West. Only once did Middie hand over to me. It was a tight turn. After 90 minutes of driving, I was as fresh as I was when we started. I could have easily gone another 90 minutes if we hadn't planned on turning around after a supercharge. We had 90 miles of range left, about 24% remaining. When we pulled in, we couldn't believe our eyes. Another Middie had just pulled in to charge. Twinsies! Same color, same wheels. After charging at 116 kilowatt hours for 30 minutes, tailed off as we approached our 80% self-imposed limit, we turned back for home. traffic was especially busy and some folks expect to go 90 in a 70. I like 10 miles over, so I wouldn't leave myself in the left lane but got stuck behind a diesel dually in the right. Mind you, I wasn't smelling it, but I didn't like it. So, while in autopilot, I auto-lane changed and then punched it. Quickly, I was going 95, and Middie was not happy. Immediately, she beeped and announced in red text that autopilot was disabled for the rest of the drive, aka Autopilot Jail. I decided to run an experiment. How much quicker would I get tired if I'm back steering again? Just traffic-aware cruise turned on. Man, it wasn't long and I noticed a difference. Returning home, we were very happy with the cruise and now know we can make the trip to Yellowstone in comfort, style, and safety. What a great day, and we're looking forward to many more. But remember, turn off autopilot before you pull any stunts like I did, or you'll end up taking the next exit to park to get out of autopilot jail.